Huh, stream health's excellent now. Perfect. Guess it just takes a second, I suppose. Alright, that's good. Alright, so today is interesting because I've got a lot done. And I want to start by just doing a fresh run. I'm pretty green here. I don't have anything at the moment. I do have some cash on me because I started mining before, but we are here. That's where we start. So we go to the Oxum, see what we can find up there. Can I get up there this way? Or is I can't get up that way. Alright, here we go. But yeah, I've done a lot of customizations to the server at the moment. I've done quite a bit of plugin installation and customization of those plugins, so there's quite a bit that I've been doing. Mostly, I don't usually record most of that stuff behind the scenes because it's like, you know, I don't feel like it's necessary, but in the same respect, I attempt to give people a heads up on what's going on, so that's what I've got here thus far. So what I've got done basically is I've created spawn points for cars, so cars actually spawn on the map in random locations. They can be destroyed. I've installed human NPCs, so besides these murderers, there's actually NPCs that resemble human beings, and they have their own little quirks and nuances other than what the murderers are, which basically the murderers are nothing more than you know, mindless NPCs that spawn around all of the monuments and thus. So, and the let's see. So I've got slashers. They spawn in the swamp areas and they protect the swamps, and that's pretty much all they do is just protect the swamps. And there's nothing really major. If you stumble across a swamp and you see them talking to you, chances are you're gonna have to fight. So that's one set. There's two swamps. There's two AI in each, or there's one AI in each area, and then I have a drifter that I've created, and he basically walks down the street and he kills people who he sees. And the thing about him is that if he sees you, if he actually sees you, you can't get away from him because he's going to find you and he's going to kill you. So it's one of those things where you have to be careful. He's really kind of no different than any other player on a server, only that he's much stronger, and he's also very fast. So it's always good to be you know, ready. Now I've got it set up with rewards points as well. So the rewards points are based on things that you do in the game. So I'll show you real quick. Right, 1,000 points for that. Another 1,000, right? So we get points for everything you do, even looting crates and stuff, right? Boom, 10 bucks for looting the food crate. Now I just want to show you something. I've also got this plugin installed here. So we'll just sit here for a few seconds and watch as that crate automatically empties itself in 30 seconds, and then we'll get the points for it. So that being said, we just sit here and wait, right? Shouldn't take too long. Just a quick little 30-second. And patoosh, right? It automatically kicks out the item that was in there and drops it on the floor, which is great because what you don't want particularly is a server that has a bunch of items that are half in and out of limbo, if you will, because I call that limbo because the server can't initially empty that spawn point and respawn a new one. So it has to keep that spawn point in memory. Now, if you decide to, you know, keep running the server that way, eventually the memory will stack up, and you will lose control of the server itself, and it will crash eventually. Right? It will eventually happen. So to avoid that, I got that particular plugin that bumps all the loot, which is called the loot bouncer, bumps it right out of the boxes, and allows for another box to spawn in its place or somewhere close by within relative proximity rather quickly. So it keeps the server fresh. Is kind of the point here. What else do I got? So yeah, I got that. We've got another plugin also for ore, which allows you to separate the stacking. So instead of having to split the ore yourself inside of your furnace, it automatically does it for you and allows it to cook properly. So it's a really convenient mod as well. We've got that plus. Shall I say plugin, because I'm used to Arma and they call them mods, but they're technically, I mean, I don't know. I assume that Rust is a plugin-based concept and Arma is a mod-based concept, but it's, you know, it's a name thing, so. Be it as it may, though, I've got a few more in here, so I'm going to go through them now, kind of just. We're gonna, you know, go through. So, and I'm trying to find them. There we go. The fuck is that? Okay. Alright. And so we'll just go through all of them, I guess. This is a good way to keep this video going, I guess. So the first one I got is the admin panel. Admin panel is pretty good, actually. It's a UI interface that allows me to administrate the players in certain respects. I can see all their RP, and I can remove items from their inventory and kill them and heal them and freeze them, and, you know, do all sorts of different things. I can teleport to them, teleport them to me, so on and so forth. Very administrative, very straightforward, and very easy to use for any administrators that enjoy utilizing UI. It's a great piece of UI. So, and I use it. It's great. Another one, the next one I got is the bot spawn. Obviously, that's the murderers. Really good plugin too. Honestly, it really helps as far as filling the server with something to do for people who, you know, essentially don't have much going on in the server. It really fills it up, and even one person on the server can enjoy themselves. So that's that. Bounty is another plugin we have installed, which allows us to utilize basically a system where, again, you can take items or RP and set it up in a trust for someone who decides to kill the person you have a bounty on. So, excuse me. That's pretty good. Excuse me once again. And then it really is interesting because I like that plugin. If someone, you know, is screwing with you or griefing you, you can always just, you know, put a bounty on their head. So it adds another element to the game that I think is sort of needed. It really is honestly kind of needed. So, but it's really cool in the same respect too. That's why I added it. It's just little features. Next one is Car Commander Lite, which is a plugin that I was sort of debating on whether or not I wanted to put in, and then when I started working with it and utilizing all the other stuff that's necessary, like the spawn points and stuff like that, so that we can spawn them on the map and things, all that stuff was you know, fairly foreign to me, if you will. So I took a little bit of time and I worked on that slowly to get that together. Now I should probably, in hindsight, it wasn't necessarily that difficult, but with all the other bits of language that you have to utilize when putting the stuff together, it can be a little wonky at best. So that's pretty much it with the Car Commander. Now, the thing about it is that it does utilize the sedans, so that's pretty cool. And then with the sedans, you have the ability to spawn the cars in on command if you want to. That will be held in. That'll be held from the general public. There won't be no spawning of cars in. There will be, however, automated car spawns throughout the map. And I've got 8 cars currently on the map with, I think it's 16 or 18 different spawn points. So yeah, it's pretty fun. It spreads it out a little bit, if you will. You bastard, he almost got me. Okay, and also, let me see here. You know, I need to have... And I apologize, and... Wow, it's getting dark out so fast. Alright. Car Commander Lite. Oh, collide counter. So, I've also utilized a collider counter, which kind of estimates the time in which you have to wipe the server. And right now, at the current settings, we'll go ahead and check that out. Wipe info. So basically, we would estimate needing to wipe in 63 days, which ain't bad, right? That's basically 2 months from now, and frankly, I believe it's like a monthly wipe or something like that, or whatever. Rust does their annual wipes for content and whatnot, so I'm well ahead of the game there. And I'm not too, it's all right. It works pretty good as far as an estimation. And if by chance something looks funny, the colliders go up significantly, I'll know that there's something going on, and I won't have to worry about it. I'll just utilize the system for what it's meant for, and I'd wipe the server. But I technically don't have to wipe very often, so that's really good. And I put a lot of work into the server itself on the daily. Like, the one thing that my player base kind of complains about is the fact that I don't play enough. And, I kind of feel bad about that, but in the same respect, I'm trying to keep the content coming. I'm trying to keep it so that the more stuff that I do to the server, the more willing people are gonna wanna, or the more willingly people are gonna want to interact with us in the server. So some people get really salty about the content that I provide as well. I mean, like, I have the NPCs, obviously, like I was saying before, and some of those guys are pretty OP. They'll kill you in 2 hits, and they're not joking around, right? So some people get salty about that, and like the one UI is, or the one AI is a little weird, and he'll kind of climb up your walls and shit if he sees you. However, if you're inside your base and you're quiet and you're not doing anything, he'll walk right past you. It's not a big deal. So yeah, I mean, there is that, but all in all, it's not too terrible. So, and that's kind of, you know, the collider count is a really good plugin for that respect, because like I said, it enables me to check on the server from time to time and make sure there's nothing out of whack on the memory side, if you will. And with that, the next one I've got is Death Notes, and that's every time you see, oof. I'm gonna go into the menu here and kind of just cheat this one out a little bit, because I'm the only one on right now, so it doesn't really matter. Admin abuse, call it what you will. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. Another thing too, just so you're aware, I need to go into the store here. I don't usually use like God mode or anything like that. I do no clip and whatnot, but usually I'm pretty fair, and when people screw around, I usually send one of my other admins with God mode in, right? Because I don't like playing with God mode. It defeats the purpose of the game. Even if I'm an administrator and somebody wants to kill me because they don't like my, you know, my way of dealing with it or whatever, that's fine. You know, I don't care. It's fun. It gets everybody, you know, so there's no real... I keep saying, you know, and that's driving me nuts, but I'm gonna just try and work my way around that. So yeah. But Death Notes, it basically, every time you kill somebody, it kills somebody or something, it gives you a little readout, right? So that the people that are on the server can see what's happening. And Sofa King fought off and Abdul, right? So that's the Death Notes, obviously. Server rewards is there as well, but I'll explain that shortly. The next one we have is Duelist, which is really good, a really good PvP plugin that allows individuals to agree to PvP in a closed arena, and it will automatically spawn and despawn once the matches are over in a predefined random location. And I say predefined random because it only spawns at specific areas on the map where there's no buildings or stuff like that. So it is predefined, but it's random because it will spawn pretty much anywhere on the map at any given point. So that's kind of good. It always changes the playing field, if you will, and I really enjoy that plugin. And it has team deathmatch as well as 1v1, and you can have multiple 1v1s at one time. So you could be 1v1ing with somebody, and then another person could get into the duel query, and basically that person, once you lose or the other person loses, they get to come in and duel you or that individual, so that you can. I'm freezing to death here. So that you can duel another person as well as the person that you were dueling originally. It just carries over and continues to carry over if you've got multiple people in the dueling list. And I think that's really fun because that gives, I guess, I'm assuming it gives up to 10 people a chance to win the duel. And, you know, it's alright. It's really fun though, as far as playing the duels. I'm sure there's a few videos that I have that people have seen and have watched the duels take place, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to even watch them, let alone be a part of it. And that's pretty much it as far as the Duelist goes. Now I've also got Extended Recycler. Yeah, Extended Recycler is a brand new plugin, which is very interesting. I kind of like it a lot. And it is based on being able to actually take and use the recycler anywhere. and you have to craft it, but it's a little expensive. I know some servers are... Oh shit! Ah, he got me. Oh well. I should have gotten closer. Respawn. Alright, so where are we? Chickens and everything all over the place. Where did we spawn? I don't see... Oh, there we are. Very good. So we're pretty far. Alright, so yeah, the extended recycler. Pretty good plugin. Again, it allows you to build a recycler and put it anywhere you want on the map. And like I was saying, most servers right now are utilizing it as a VIP kind of settings where you pay for it, but we're not doing that here. I don't think there's ever going to be any kind of setup like that, you know, where you spend money. Now, granted, if there is, like, I may end up opening a Patreon page or something for the server or whatnot to keep it running, because at the end of the day, I'm forking out all the cash for this via, you know, like electricity and using my system, my server for running this. I mean, I don't know if anybody's aware, but before going into Rust, I've ran lots of servers in the past and always get good results no matter what I do, and I'm trying to do the same thing here as far as getting good results and, you know, making something unique and appropriate for everyone, for noobs and advanced players alike. I'm really trying to just create that ambient environment. I feel in my own mind that would be a suitable environment for people who just want to enjoy the game without the without having so many people around. And I guess that's sort of, you could have a lot of people on this server, and I think it would still be really good. However, I want an individual. If there's just like one person, oh, I'm screwed. I hope I can run away from her. I don't know who that was actually, if that was the Sister Slasher or... Who was that? That was the Slasher. I hear him. Oh god. Oh god. He's right there, he's right... Oh, I'm done. Okay, so next would be fishing. So we do have a fishing plugin as well, so you can see in the menu. By the way, this is the Skinner UI. Nice. Make a fishing pole, right? Fishing pole is pretty good. So basically, you craft a spear, and then you go into the menu, /menu, and you create a fishing pole by having the spear in your hand, and you can go fishing and, you know, catch fish and whatnot. And the cool thing about it is if you have, say for instance, the proper gear on, you have a nice fishing pole, a good hat, some clothing and whatnot, and it's the right time of day, all that put together in one, you get a really good chance of catching fish, and you can catch fish consistently. And I've had people complain that, you know, they're not catching any fish or whatnot, but they're sitting on the side of the river naked with a fishing pole in their hand in the middle of the day trying to catch fish. It's just, you know, it's based on a layer of different things that you must have in your hand and whatnot, and on your person, and time and everything. All that stuff combined is you know, the catalyst for catching fish or not. And I've attempted to adjusted a little bit, and it is adjusted, so it should work fairly well. And at the end of the day, it's a good way to get some nutrition if you're set up to do it. So, and it's just a fun little plug-in for fun, basically. It really doesn't do much other than you go fishing and catch fish. So, the next one is the Friends plugin. It's UI. It allows you, or yeah, it's basically UI. It's not even UI. It's just a plugin that allows you to friend other people. It works with other plugins as well to dynamically block people from exploiting things like the Running Man, which I'll tell you about shortly thereafter. But yeah, it's just a basic plugin that allows you to friend people, and then also gives you the chance to type in and do it manually through chat to friend people and whatnot. So that's a pretty good plugin. Furnace Splitter, we already touched on this one, but again, it allows you to put ore into your furnaces, and it splits evenly, so you don't have to worry about splitting your ore and you just toss it in there. It does it, so it's pretty good. And that's all that plugin does. The game menu, which is exactly this /menu. It's a basic stock menu, but you can customize it to your liking and get all the things in that you want to get in. Right? I've got all the stuff here that you would have to look at in order to. I mean, and the fact is that most of these are all commands, so you have to type them in chat, but I've got them set up in a nice little UI here so that you can check everything out, right? There's the next white. Find the Running Man, right? There's no Running Man. Check your skull crush count. 2 skulls, dueling information, shows a whole list of dueling stuff. Pretty good. Right? You go shopping, you go to the menu, and you go shopping again. Administration. It's all there. It's a really good system that I've set up, and it allows for pretty much point and click acquisition of many of the things that we have available in the server as far as plugins go. And I really like having a UI set up like this. It makes it somewhat easier when I'm doing different things instead of trying to remember all the commands, which I sort of am learning, so it really does help in that respect not to have to remember so much stuff. But again, it is what it is. It's a pretty basic UI, which allows, and I can change everything about it, but I run under a black and gray kind of theme, right? So it works out well. It kind of plays into the whole Discord and server aspects of how I'm trying to run things. And that would be the game menu. Yes, so next I also have on here Hazmat to Scientist Suit, which is a simple little plugin that allows you to craft hazmat suits based on the scientists and the both colored suits, the blue and the green. So basic plugin for that, and it allows you to craft them. So, and I wanted to have that for anybody on the server that wants to, you know, go as a green scientist or a blue one. Next would be, what do we got here? Human NPC. Yeah, that's the other NPC plugin that I've got, and I only have 3 NPCs on this server right now that are human based, and they all have their different little nuances. They all talk to you when you get too close to them, and if you run away, they say something else. They've got quite a bit of range as far as being able to track you, and I'm trying to set it up so that it's a comfortable range, you know what I mean? And maybe you don't, but I'll try to explain. I'm trying to do it so that it's a range where people can get close enough to them so where they really can't see them, but once they encounter them, they either have to run the other way or get in a vehicle or get in a you know, get somewhere safe quickly because the person is going to be coming after them. And basically how I set that up is that they're going to be, once they lock onto a player, that's it. You either have to kill the person or you have to get into a car and drive across the map, because they'll find you and they'll track you down. It's just the way I've got them set up, and it's just the luck of the draw, because that guy is running and roaming around this entire map. And I got one that's roaming the map, and I got two that are sitting at the swamps. And you just noticed, I don't know if you noticed at that time, when I died the last time, it was one of the NPCs that got me. There's a lock crate in here that I did not... Nah, I don't want to go after it. I'll just keep going. That's what I'm doing. So the next one on the list would be Hunt RPG. And that's a really good plugin, actually. It's one of my favorite plugins for the server. And it has a dynamic setup where you can boost your gathering rates or hunting rates or taming rates. Taming rates, I'll explain that in a little bit because I got a plugin for that as well. And so Hunt RPG is pretty much the plugin that makes my server multi-X. The idea behind it is that the plugin allows you to gather more of a specific resource or items, and like for instance, you could be a gatherer at max points and could be gathering flesh from an animal and end up with 2 skulls because it's OP like that. So it's multi-X, and it's generally pretty good. I'll show you what I mean. For instance, gathering up stone, and 91 stone from that single, right? 91 ore from that single stone there. You generally wouldn't get that many stone, but because I've got my HG, I've got my stats currently on gathering up pretty high. I'm doing miner and gatherer together, so when I'm getting nodes, that's when I really shine as far as my abilities go. And I could be a lumberjack, or again any one of those that you've seen there, blacksmith or a hunter, lumberjack, miner, and those particular skills, they do help. And then on top of it, you have your stats, which are right here. The stats allow you to do things like evade attacks, and it's pretty basic. Let's see, intelligence, I believe that makes you craft faster or something like that. I can't remember exactly how these are set up. I have to go back through them again, but we're going through all the plugins right now, so I'm not going to kind of look it up and drag it on any further. But the idea is there. It's pretty sound. And the longer that you play on the server, the higher your level is. I've got players on the server that are in their 70s now, and I'm not in the 70s because I'm not grinding as hard as they are. But it is what it is. It's a really nice plugin for trying to improve your skills on a server that you run on constantly. It's kind of a really good plugin for dedicated players, if you will. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I like the plugin so much, is because it's for dedicated players, people who want to play on the server and get better as they go. Even if they're not physically or technically getting better, they can see benefits, and you know, it works really well. And the next one on the list is Image Library. Basically, the Image Library is a plugin that works in tandem with other plugins, and say for instance the server store. It utilizes the image library to show you all of the skins that are available, and they're pulled directly from the central database, which is convenient because it always is updated and it works pretty good. So I utilize that for a couple of different plugins that we have available on the server when it comes to like specific types of UI that are available. But again, it's just a plugin that's ran for other plugins so that they function correctly. And it really doesn't have much of a use other than that. And let's see, what's next? Inbound. Inbound is the plugin that you see when a ship or a cargo plane or hacked crate, I believe it's hacked crate, yeah, is being either spawned on the map. Yeah, I believe it's just spawned on the map, so a pretty good plugin nonetheless. It's a very simple plugin, and it doesn't do anything except for tell you when stuff is popping on the server as far as airplanes, boats, or hackable crates, and that's pretty much it. Magic Description is another plugin we have that we're utilizing so that I don't have to reset the server in order to change the description. If necessary, if I need to change the description on the fly, I just go in, change a little bit of the script around in the wording and whatnot, and just reload the plugin. Works pretty good. Back in the day, I was doing a lot of server resetting because I didn't realize that you could just reload plugins, which was kind of, you know, it was stupid because I didn't pay attention, I wasn't reading, and didn't think about it. But now that I know, it's a little bit easier, and I don't have to screw people over that are playing on the server every 45 minutes to a half an hour. So I really enjoy that one. That was one of my little finds that works out really well when it comes to managing your server and not having to you know, reset the server all the time when you want to change something around. Ugh, these guys. Oof. Alright. Next we have Pathfinding. Pathfinding is a plugin that I've put in for the human NPCs, and it just allows them to pathfind really easily as opposed to being stuck sitting there doing absolutely nothing. And again, it's one of those plugins where it doesn't really do anything unless you have another plugin installed with it, so that's that. Permissions Manager, which is one of my more favorite plugins. Again, it's something that allows you to have a user interface and give permissions via a user interface, and it's really convenient when you're trying to do a bunch of permissions at once. It really helps because all you have to do is point and click, and I'll show you that in 1 second. As soon as I get inside here. That's a really cool plugin. I'm gonna give you an example of what it does here. Alright, we're kind of in the center, I think. No, not yet. Where's the center? Over here. We should have a car in here, too. Yes, we do. Yeah, nice. Alright, now, can I get out of here? That's the question. Alright, well, before I try to get out of here, let me show you the permissions manager. Right? So you just basically type that in, and it brings up all the permissions, the permission-based plugins that you can utilize. Very nice, right? Granted for the bounty. Oh shit. Lowe's, go! What are you doing? Go! Oh my god. This guy, I believe, is exceptionally strong. Like to the point where he'd kick your ass. Oof. Get out of here! Woo woo! We made it. Alright, we've got a vehicle. This is fun. Now a little treat for those of you who don't know, you can go in third person in Rust. Oh god. Alright, gotta do that administrative stuff. I'm dying. I'm dying. 'Cause I'm starving. Alright. Alright, so the permissions manager, you guys know what that is. Pretty good. And again, that's like permissions. It's all about permissions, nothing less. The next one is pets, which is, I'm kind of fond of pets. I like that one. And that's a plugin that allows you to take a pet off this, out of nature. And there's a lot of animals that spawn on the map, and any animal, whether it be a dog or a wolf, I mean, a bear, a buck, chicken, boar, whatever, you can take it as a pet. Yeah. I didn't want to do that. There we go. And it's pretty cool. It's we've got the pet command inside the UI, but you type /pet, and that activates your pet control. Then you walk up to an animal, and ooh, there's a couple animals here. I'll try it for you just so we can get the idea. /pet, activate your pet controls. Get this guy to come near us. Come on, come on. Alright, I got him. So now he's my pet, see? He won't attack me anymore. It's very good. Very good. I like it. Now, oh shit. As you can see, that you can pretty much stick your pet on anything. He follows you around and stuff. Very loyal animal. Here, Mr. Boar. Let's see if I can stick him on something. We'll find something to stick him on. Oh, there we go. Find him. Found him. Found something to stick him on. F3. Get out of that. Get him. Get him, big boy. Done. Fresh meat. Just like that. Right? You get the idea. Next one is player administration. I'll show you that one real quick. Menu. Player administration right here. That's the plugin for this. Online players. Like I said, it allows you to do a lot of different things. And it's pretty convenient, right? Allows you to see their points and everything. So shows the flash cheat, blah blah blah, whatever. Right? So I can see if someone's actually cheating on the server or not, which is kind of convenient. I like it. It's kind of good. I like it. Again, it's just the main UI that allows you to deal with people that are on the server, right? Good stuff. Next is Recycle Blueprints, and that's a pretty good UI, or a pretty good plugin too, that just allows you to... Okay, don't destroy my car, dude. Get off my car, bro. Alright. Alright. Now there's also a couple little buttons for that pet control too, where you can just push the button and whatnot. And it does different things, like follows you and stuff, but I digress. The next one, I believe I was talking about Recycle Blueprints. Yeah, Recycle Blueprints. It just allows you to recycle blueprints and get scrap for them. So all those useless blueprints that you pick up along the way on your travels can now be utilized in a proper fashion to create scrap for yourself in order to, you know, get them blueprints you're looking for, right? Get all that stuff together and crafting and all that shit that you want to do. Makes it easier. And that's pretty much all it is. Just a basic crafting or scrapping plugin for blueprints. Next we have on the server is the removal tool, which everyone just raves about the removal tool because it allows you to remove built objects, you know, balls and whatnot, and you get the material back, which I think is probably one of the more favorited plugins on the server. I think everybody on the server pretty much likes it that has used it, and can't say enough about it, right? So, and that's player-based and admin-based. Admins can remove anything, players can only remove their objects, so that's fun. And that's pretty much all that plugin really is. The next one would be the Running Man, which is an events plugin, just like the Duelist, only it's an automated plugin that allows you to, or allows one random person on the map to become the Running Man, and that person has to run away from all the other players, and in doing so they incur a reward after so many minutes being the Running Man, and generally it's a good reward, somewhere between 1,000 and 50,000 of said resources, wood, stone, or metal. And then it also has an optional 10,000 to, or 5,000, no, sorry, 1,000 to 10,000 RP. So it's a pretty good plugin. Allows you to do some pretty cool stuff with the server and the players, because it gets them all kind of interactive. Instead of, like, sometimes you get the server in a way where people are really friendly and they don't want to raid each other, and then they don't want to interact like that, and that's fine. And the only problem with that is that it becomes a bit boring. So with that event, it allows for a little bit of, it gets rid of that kind of I can't think of the word I'm looking for here. It basically gets rid of that stigma. I guess that's the word, or the stigma, where you don't want to kill your friends, but if you don't, then you're gonna miss out, kind of thing, which is fine. And I think some people, you know, the way they play the game, it's worth it for them, because their friends are, you know, pivotal in their gameplay. Oh, I hate it when this happens. Get on the go. No. There we go. Come on, old Betsy. This is gonna be a problem, I think. Driving through the woods. Yeah. We might have to blow this thing up. Off-roading. In Rust, it's probably not the smartest thing to be doing, right? Oof. Especially when there's a bear coming for you. Oh, thought I was gonna make it. Come on. Woohoo! Can you believe that? Alright, so the Running Man we got through. What else is next on the list of stuff? Okay, so the next one is server rewards. And that's a pretty big plugin. It encompasses the entire server as far as things that you can do and rewards that you can get. It enables you to purchase things from the server store. It gives you a bonus when you first start the server so that you're not left out and feel like a complete noob. You actually have money to where you can buy a pistol. I start everyone out with 5 grand at the beginning, and it's worth it to utilize the store and the server rewards because it gives you a foothold on the server that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get, especially if there's no other people grinding and you can't, like, you know, rob people's shit and make yourself even more, you know, rich on the server or whatnot. This gives you that that edge that you need, and it's pretty much just it's an all-around economics plugin. And I was using the economics plugin in the past, but you know, I don't know, it wasn't a great plugin, if you will. So, well, this guy's gonna see me up here. I betcha he's gonna come after me. Oh wait, no, this is not. What is this? This is not the place. I don't have to worry about it. Come on, go up the hill. Go up the hill. Yeehaw! Good stuff. Come on. Off-roading in Rust. Off-roading in Rust. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. But again, Rust Rewards is a really cool plugin, and I can't say enough about it. There's a couple of things on it that are really funky, and I wish I could get that kind of worked out, but unfortunately there's not much I can do. And I'm going to lose this car here because I am not really thinking. Oof. I'm hoping I find the Bradley and it kills me before the radiation does, you know? I don't see it anywhere. Bummer. Oh, I hear him. Come on, Bradley. Get me. Get me, Bradley. Oh, he got me already. So, Server Rewards Skull Crusher. This next one's basic plugin that allows you to crush skulls and counts them and gives you a bit of a bonus for that in RP. So that's pretty cool. And then the stack size controller, which is a basic stack controller, allows you to customize the amount of items that you can carry, which is really convenient when you're trying to do a multi-X server. You can push the stack sizes up significantly, and allows you to do just that. And yeah, that's pretty much all that plugin does. Next would be, there's one more plugin I believe I have, which is the Vanish plugin. Pretty good plugin. Hey, Wondertainment, how are you?
Oh, I'm not on Discord. One sec.
That's alright. Doesn't matter. Oh, there you are. There you are.
That makes life easier.
Yeah, definitely. And the last plugin I have is the Vanish plugin. That's a great plugin. It allows me to disappear. Administrative mode. Done. So you have a turret up here that needs to I need to be authorized on.
This one?
This guy right here.
Probably a few.
This one over here? Yeah.
Where?
Oh, well, you were
I'm not
just
sure where you went.
Oh, over back to where you were. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. All the way back. Yeah. Up in there, yeah. That one that's up in the... Yeah. Oops, I don't know if I got it or not.
It's not
There we
loaded,
go.
so
And it's good.
perfect.
Alright, so I'm going to end this stream. I was just doing a stream on all the different plugins that we have loaded into the server now and what they all do and whatnot. And I think I'm going to end that stream and then go use the bathroom and such, and then I'll come back and do another stream. And hopefully it's Sunday. I don't think we're going to get very many people on, but maybe we'll do something today. It'd be fun.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
You could hit up something.
So that being said, guys, thanks for watching. If you're watching, if you're not, if you're watching later, thanks for watching again. And give us a like and, you know, subscribe if you want to see more of it. If you don't, then, you know, still watch, because it's fun. Anyways, have a good day, everyone. Bye.